Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Chuck Graham Show. And you can tell by my voice that it is, well, I have had a hard week when it comes to this cold/flu/COVID on top of whatever. I don't know what it is. I just know that I was on the verge of pneumonia, I think. And I may not be out of the woods yet. Anyway, you can visit us at charlesgraham.com. That's charlesgraham.com in case YouTube takes us off. Actually, they hadn't took any of our videos down or cited us for. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Damn. Can't even try to get taken off. I mean, damn. Anyway, this is going to be a podcast because I look like shit and I don't want to be on camera. So, enjoy the new graphics. But since this is going to be a podcast, let's talk about Bill Cosby. You know, yabba dabba doo, pudding pops. Everybody, let's have a pudding pop together because why? Bill Cosby has been released from prison. This is probably old news by now. But the question is, why was he released from prison? And the answer to that question is because he had an agreement with the prior prosecutor and them dumbasses that tried to prosecute him on information that he confessed to in a civil litigation was a bunch of idiots. Not to mention, if I'm not correct, leave it in the comments, and I may be wrong about this, but didn't she like keep in contact with him like years after that? Alleged, misconduct by Mr. Cosby. And I think she got, $3 million from that civil suit, that settlement? Wouldn't that be able to be retracted? Is he going to do that? No. He's just happy to be free. And, the fact is, it just didn't make any sense. I never thought that he should have been charged in the first place. Why? Because I'm not a fan of Me Too and For Two. And let's just face it. I mean, what did he do? Probably a lot. But she got a little over $3 million for her settlement. And let me just tell you this: and when you're pleading the fifth, if you have the chance that you can be held criminally liable for something, you have the right to plead the fifth. And here's the thing: Ohio v. Rayner, the Fifth Amendment's basic function is so that innocent men do not get ensnared by ambiguous circumstances. I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what the Supreme Court said. It's not for guilty people trying to get out of shit. It's for innocent people because that's the only mechanism they have for the police not to stick shit up their ass. And the fact is, folks, the best thing you can ever do, whether you're guilty or whether you're innocent, is shut the hell up and don't talk to the police. Oh, well, he's not cooperating. There must be something to hide. Well, no. No, he's not cooperating because he doesn't want the police to twist his damn words around it. And as an ex-cop, I can tell you there's about 100 different ways they can fuck you over. And they can lie to you. FBI can lie to your ass, but you can't lie to them. They can tell you they got all kinds of evidence on you. Well, I tell you what, if you got that goddamn evidence, then use it. Why are you talking to me then? The point being is this, is everything's for their benefit. They're not asking you these questions, and a lot of times they already know. They just need confirmation. The best thing you can do is shut the hell up and not say anything. And that's what he would have done had they not gave him immunity. Well, in a civil case, it's a death sentence to plead the fifth because you just admitted to everything that they've accused you of if there's no chance of criminal liability. And not to mention you can be held in contempt. And according to the Supreme Court, you have the keys to your own prison. So until you give that information or that thing that the court needs, then you get out. So you can sit there for decades if you want to just hold your water. So the point being is should Bill Cosby have been, prosecuted? No. And I don't understand how the woman was still, we don't know what happened there. We know what he testified to in his civil trial, I guess. But the fact is folks, I'm just saying that no, I don't think he should have ever been charged in the first place. For one, he had that agreement. And for two, I just find it ironic that some chick could stay in contact with him for years after that, if that happened, and I think I read that somewhere. But anyway, is what he did right? Of course not. But being right and being criminally liable for something is totally different. And not to mention the prosecution dropped the ball. A lot of times prosecutors get greedy and try to, grandstand. And I think this prosecutor, this dipshit, actually ran on that. He was going to put Cosby away. America's black dad being discriminated against. Where's BLM when Cosby needs them? I guess they were taking a break. America's black dad. I mean, hell, he was on top of his game. Remember that? The TV show that ran, I think it may be still running. Maybe they took it off. I don't know. Me Too movement and cancel culture. I've often said if God judged us like we judge each other, we'd all go to hell. Because there is so many laws on the books that I would doubt very seriously that anybody can live their life absolutely outside of breaking at least one law. I mean, just think about it every time you get in a car. I used to say you're going to break the law, period. So many rules of the road and all these things. There's always probable cause to pull somebody over. Anyway, back to Cosby. I just think it was foolish for the prosecutor. I mean, it was just foolish for him. They should have never prosecuted him. They should have known that agreement was there, and they did. They just thought, and that dumbass judge bought it. But hey, the Supreme Court wasn't having it, because there is things that that need to be overturned, and it needs to get to whatever state or the United States Supreme Court. I mean, it was injustice. You don't do that to somebody. You don't tell them, okay, one prosecutor tells them, okay, if you testify, there's not enough evidence here to convict you, but because we want to get some recovery for this lady, she should get something out of whatever happened to her, and be compensated. And so they chose to give him immunity. That would keep him from being able to plead the fifth because of possible criminal charges. And so they give him immunity, and so he submits to the depositions, and she gets $3-point-something million. I think it was over $3 million. I know a lot of people do a lot of things for $3 million. Probably a lot worse than what Cosby did to her. Willingly. So the point being is this. They probably were both in a drunken, drugged out freaking state. So, I'm not saying Cosby was squeaky clean. Hell no, he wasn't. I'm sure he did all kinds of stupid shit. But let's just face it. When you got two drug addicts, how many drug addicts does it take to screw in a light bulb? Or stick a plunger up somebody's ass? I don't know. Probably two. I'm just saying. She's not without her own fault here. And not to mention staying in contact with him for X amount of time after that. I said that 2 or 3 times in this episode. But let's just face it. The government is not always right, people. Many times they abuse their authority. And it's just ridiculous. So, there you have it. Bill Cosby, back out of jail. He's 83. Shit. He probably has penile disorder. And, the hell, that's a fate worse than death, I guess. But that's for another episode. But don't forget, they almost incarcerated. Well, they did incarcerate him. America's black dad. And that's actually true. I mean, I'm making jokes about it, but you remember, I forget, what's the name of the show? The Cosby Show. I mean, he was America's black dad. I mean, even your, what was it? Who was that family? On Ruby Ridge. He was quoted as saying the only black shows he would let his his family watch was the Cosby Show. And so I forget what they were. The FBI screwed that up and shot his wife. And gosh, what was his name? Leave it in the comments. I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue. But they really screwed up, and he won in court and got a big settlement because the stupid ass FBI fucked that up. I think we should defund the FBI and turn everything over to the United States Marshal Service. Well, I don't know why the hell we need the FBI anyway. That's about like the ATF. Why you need them either? Shit, why can't all of it just be under the U.S. Marshal Service? At least they got a good history behind them. I mean, look at Bass Reeves. I mean, before Jim Crow, and he lost his position. But that's for another show. Everybody, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And you can visit us at charlesgraham.com. And I will see you on the next show. And maybe I'll be able to get back on camera when I don't look like somebody run over me with a goddamn freight train. Excuse the expression to all you Christians out there. Sorry for the language. And again, bye-bye.